So Kysre Gondrezick has been cut by the Indiana Fever. I sent the video last night right after I made it, I sent it to Tamika, everyone that I could send it to in the Fever's organization. I sent it to Kathy Engelbert. I sent it to the Players Union. I sent it to major journalists. I sent it to networks, and they saw the video. They couldn't justify the pick. It does look like a business move. It looks sketchy. It looks sus. It looks like greed. It looks like corruption. Couldn't justify it. They had to get rid of her. Under some of these journalists' tweets about it today, people are saying fire Tamika, right? So they had to get from underneath that black cloud because you couldn't justify, based on her numbers, only averaging 1.9 points per game in those 19 games, 28% shooting from the three. Obviously, her field goal percentage, 35+%, only over 50% free throw percentage. So just didn't look good. The fact she can only get on the floor for 9 minutes a game, and then when she was on the floor, she didn't look good. It couldn't justify it. It looks like a money move. If they would have kept her, it would have really looked sus because Julie Allman is coming back, and then you decided to keep Lindsey Allen and possibly Danielle Robinson, and then you're bringing in either Ryan Howard or Alyssa Smith, and then plus you already have Kelsey and Tiffany, and it just didn't look good. So if you would have kept her, it obviously would have looked like you were only keeping her for a money move. I'm showing you this tweet that I showed you yesterday because a day later, over 36,000 likes, over 3,000 retweets, right? It's only going to go up. Whenever she shows her face, she can sell anything. She also isn't justifying her endorsement deal with Adidas. I made a couple videos about that as well, saying that Adidas could leave you in terms of basketball because you're not justifying the endorsement deal, right? Because when you're getting minutes, you're not producing. And then the fact that you're not getting minutes doesn't look good for Adidas or yourself. So you have to start producing. So Kysre Gondrezick, she has to get with a great ball handling coach, and she has to work out with a track and field coach. Why? So that she can obviously become a better ball handler for the Wnba level. And working with a track and field coach will get her speed up, her quickness up, and she will probably get 3 or 4 inches on a vertical leap. That helps her out with layup adjustments in midair. Okay, her shooting is fine, no matter the 28%. Obviously, we know she's a really good shooter, and she's a capable defender. She's scrappy, right? I'm not worried about her passing. Why? Because once her ball handling ability is up there, you have to press her. You can't sag off because you respect her shot. If you press her, she can drop by you. Now that she has ball handling ability, she was already a good slasher. Just in the WNBA, she couldn't jump high to make layup adjustments, right? She'll drive by you, get into the paint, they'll crash. Players are wide open, she'll kick it, right? So those are easy passes, right? That's why I'm not worried about her passing ability. That will pick up. So that's what she has to do. Ball handling coach, track and field coach, Kaiser would be just fine. I think that she should go to either LA or New York, the 2 biggest markets, because she can sell anything, right? So she can team up with Tia Cooper, put both of them on billboards, they'll sell anything. She can go to New York, team up with Benaya Jelani and Dede Richards, put them on billboards in Times Square. They'll sell anything, right? But if she's not passionate about basketball anymore, then maybe she should just become a full-time model, right? And just make a lot of money that way. She's very articulate. She's dealing with some mental health issues. She's dealt with it at West Virginia and Michigan, and most recently with the Indiana Fever. And I believe one of the other reasons why they needed to get rid of her is because they didn't know whether or not she would have another mental breakdown. Okay, if you look at her tweet, and I'm a great handwriting specialist in terms of reading handwriting, understanding the situation, the moment, knowing who you are, your mindset at that time, your thoughts and all of that. So I've been doing this since high school. So I can even tell how you're feeling even on Twitter as well. So if you look at the tweet, didn't begin it with a capital letter, the sentence, the question didn't begin the first word of the question with a capital letter, that screams apathy. The question is also chaotic. It's confusing. It's sending mixed messages. What do you mean about disappearing? What do you mean about only working hard to be seen or to disappear? What does that even mean? What are you telling the Fever? Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? It's sort of erratic, if you will. It's all over the place. And so when you tie that into her mental health situation, is Kaiser okay? Right? So it's just one of those things, man. And so I just believe that they were like, listen, we got to get from under this thing. It's looking really bad for us. Right? And so that's what they decided to do. Some people are saying fire Tamika, catchings. If you look at some of the journalists who tweeted that Kaiser got let go, fans are saying fire Tamika Catchings, and one of the reasons is because they're saying that she got rid of Lauren Cox. Well, one of the reasons why Lauren Cox didn't work out with the Fever wasn't Lauren Cox's fault. It's just that she didn't have willing passers. Remember, I made the video saying how that Tiffany Mitchell and Kelsey Mitchell puts on blinders and they never pass it to Lauren Cox, really. And Lauren Cox is wide open and they just never give her the ball. Well, Lauren Cox gets traded or whatever. She goes to the LA Sparks, and what happened, she's on a team full of willing passers, and she's playing so good that she's looking like a first-round pick, and they decided to keep her for another year, right? So they also did the same thing with Betty Hattar. They wouldn't give it to Betty Hattar, and in one game, Marianne Stanley got on them in the timeouts, and after the timeout, they started giving that ball to Betty Hattar because she was like always open and calling for the ball, and they just kept ignoring her. I'm speaking about Kelsey Mitchell and Tiffany Mitchell, true ball hogs, right? So what I'm saying is that what I'm suggesting or proposing is that you move back into the top 5 by trading Kelsey Mitchell, right? I would trade Kelsey because I don't believe that you can even get back in the top 10 just straight up trading Tiffany. You can package Tiffany with that 10th pick and move higher. But if you want to just get a flat out pick in the first round in the top 5, it would be Kelsey Mitchell, period. So she's a pure ball hog. So I would trade Kelsey to get back in that top 5. Why? My first pick, I would get Nalissa because I don't think Ryan Howard is going to be available. So I would get Nalissa. The second pick, I would get Ray Burrell. The third pick, I would get Shakira Austin, right? So I got 3 picks in the first round: Nalissa, Ray Burrell, Shakira, or Nalissa, Shakira, Ray Burrell. Shakira is a 6'5" big from Ole Miss. She can play 3 positions. She can shoot threes. She's polished in the post, high post, free throws, mid-range, passer, defender, rebounder, WNBA ready, body, strong, great personality, explosive, dynamic, high ceiling, if you will, and she's marketable, right? So it just makes sense, right? So I would get Nalissa, Shakira, and Ray Burrell. You're great when you pair them with Tierra McCowan, Julie Allman, Betty Hattar, Tiffany Mitchell was right there, plus all the other players. So it just works, but that's what I have to say about it. All glory be to my creator. This is a serious channel. We say things on this channel that are true, and sometimes they're inflammatory and controversial, but it's true. This isn't a highlight channel, people. All right, I don't get on this channel and throw some highlights for some cheap views, right? So this is real stuff, and we get things done over here, right? We get things done on this channel. So that's it. Kaiser, seek God because he can get your mental health situation perfect more than any therapist, any psychiatrist, or any form of medication. But seek God, see your therapist, okay? If you have to take your meds, take your meds, but the answer really is God. And then get with a ball handling coach and get with a track and field coach, and Kaiser, you're going to be just fine. If you're not in love with basketball anymore, based on that last tweet, which was sort of sus, then you should just quit basketball, work on your mental health, work on your relationship with God, and become a full-time model because you can sell anything. All right, that's it.